Alright then, let's get... Oh, sorry.
9, like that? Huh. Kinda weird that this is the first time that happened.
You'd think we'd had something as normal as accidentally interrupting each other happen regularly.
Well, that is the nature of planned dialogue, darling. But you're right, it did become a little suspicious with time, which is why we implemented it now.
Yeah, that way we managed to make it sound less artificial.
I can't even begin to describe how authentic this entire exchange sounds.
Alright, looks like Robotus is getting the meta joke out of the way early. Can we get to the actual topic of the episode?
Leclaire! Twilight, how was your vacation? Did you have fun?
Vacation? I was on a mission, you twat.
Sure. But in your defense, if I was in the position of making that excuse, I'd also do it.
Just fuck you and shut up. I was in fact not just taking a weekend vacation. I did visit Shining Minds Reformatory Camp. Which first of all turned out to be a giant facepalm moment.
Facepalm? Why that?
Because only when I arrived at the gate of this camp was it when I remembered that Shining Minds Camp was closed down.
Wirklich? Oh right! We even mentioned that in one of our sketches. Yeah, but I honestly can't remember when. It's been so fucking long, man.
Well, it doesn't matter because it doesn't change the fact.
So you basically just went there and didn't meet anyone. Why did you take a whole weekend then?
Because I did in fact meet some pony there. Someone who seemed to have a hard time letting the camp go. The former head warden and leading brainwashing scientist.
Isn't it weird that you're saying these words without batting an eye?
Not when it had anything to do with Celestia. In the plot that is now officially cancelled, he was supposed to be taking the role of that bizarre scientist cliché. You know the type, being all creepy and weirdly scientific, seeming almost like a machine, detached from other living beings. His name was, and I kid you not, Dr. Science.
Wow, that name doesn't sound the least bit ridiculous.
Anyway, he described to me his involvement in the so-called Operation Eclipse and what that entire thing was about. He himself had actually been playing a big part in the brainwashing and programming of sleepers, implementing orders in their brains that were meant for this operation. At least he did that up until the camp was closed. Ever since then, he just kind of wandered around the empty facility and dwelled in the good memories he had of that place.
Sounds like this doctor would have been another one of those comically evil characters with no redeeming qualities whatsoever. How trite.
But what exactly was this Operation Eclipse now? What was its purpose?
Well, that is pretty much to digest. Seeing as he didn't have to play the role of mad scientist anymore, the doctor simply gave me access to the operations file. And therein, I read all about it. Operation Eclipse was an unofficial order directly to the camp warden, right out of the royal office.
Wait, so it really was Celestia? Again?
No, surprisingly not. The order to prepare this operation was actually not given to Dr. Science, but to one of his ancestors. More than 1,000 years ago. And apparently, it was Luna who gave this order.
What? Luna? But that doesn't make any sense! Why would Luna try to overthrow her own rule?
Like I said, this order was given 1,000 years ago. Back then, Princess Luna was in charge of the reformatory camp, and it was around the time when she began getting sick of living in her sister's shadow. She secretly prepared this operation by implanting every citizen that was brought there with her orders. Her plan was to have herself be backed up by an army of ponies to help overthrow Celestia, as well as establish her as the true princess on the throne to the rest of the country.
That does sound like an interesting plan. But why didn't Luna put it into action?
Because something unexpected happened when she confronted her sister. The way I read it, a solar eclipse is the signal for all sleepers to activate. But when Luna caused that eclipse in the castle of the two sisters, something else happened. Something she wasn't expecting.
You mean her turning into Nightmare Moon?
Yes. Luna hadn't planned to be overwhelmed by the dark magic her hate-fueled eclipse set free, and we all know how the rest of that story went. So all the sleepers that were activated had no princess to serve, and after some time their programming just faded. And that was that for this attempt. But the forefathers of Dr. Science kept serving Operation Eclipse, because they were determined worshippers of Luna. And they as well hated Celestia with a passion, so they kept it all a secret from their new boss. Over the course of 1,000 years, they kept on implanting every inmate of Shining Minds Reformatory Camp with the orders for Operation Eclipse, awaiting the day Luna would return and claim her birthright.
Wow. I gotta say, that honestly sounds pretty fucking cool.
Almost a shame that Robotus went and canned that whole idea. I think the greatest shame is that he already wasted all fuel for this conspiracy concept on the cloning plot. And it sadly would have been redundant to just repeat that formula. But I must also say, based on that description, this almost sounds like the better idea.
And a few sketches ago, when Luna did this solar eclipse, that's when all the agents got activated and started causing trouble.
Basically. During her imprisonment in the moon, and due to the fact that her true self was dormant the entire time within Nightmare Moon, she completely forgot about this plan.
So you're saying that Luna accidentally caused an attempted coup against her own rule?
That about sums it up.
Yeah, great. And what do we now do about this? And it's time! The camp surely brainwashed thousands of ponies into sleepers who all got activated with that eclipse.
Don't worry, that whole problem is already solved. I was able to stop them right at Shining Minds Camp.
Tatsächlich? And how did you do that?
Dr. Science was able to provide me with a hotfix for this mess.
And what was it?
The numbers, Mason.
Excuse me?
He used some kind of microwave transmission thing or something to send an encrypted message on a frequency only the sleepers could receive. It contained the order to dismiss their mission and go back to their lives.
Wow, well, isn't that convenient?
Sure, it's very fitting to quickly solve this problem, but it actually has a pretty decent justification, I think. It was meant to be a failsafe, should Celestia ever grow any suspicions and decide to take a closer look into the minds of some ponies.
Alright, but one final question still bugs me. Would Miss Cheerilee also have been implanted with this Operation Eclipse?
No, because she was of special interest for Celestia and she personally oversaw her brainwashing. Besides, my magical bullshit Ray cured her of any brainwashing, so that's all done and dusted.
Oh yes, the good old panacea. Magic. Cool. So, that's all settled now.
Yeah.
Huh, kind of a shame. It really sounds like it would have made an exciting plot. But Applejack already stated it in the last episode. Robotus really has done enough conspiracy shit.
Speaking of Applejack, where is she? Because it just dawned on me that I haven't seen her at all today.
Well, she certainly isn't in this sketch. Which I must admit is pretty strange. Usually she's the one character Robotus always likes to use.
Maybe I can shed some light on this question. Applejack is currently in custody in Doge's prison.
What?
Yeah, pretty ironic if you think about it, but it seems like Apple Bloom was really bitter about her own arrest last year. So she waited until AJ's trademark on ending jokes ran out before she promptly instated one herself.
But last episode was by far not the first time this year that some pony told an ending joke.
Well, actually, Sweetie Belle specified that her friend's trademark actually only applies to this one joke about Kanye West. Because it was objectively the only joke that was somewhat funny.
Well, she's got a point about that. So Applejack is in jail right now.
Great. And for how long?
Only this sketch, probably, because the trademark was instated by a fool after all. She couldn't afford a higher penalty for infringement.
Wow, and all this trouble because Robotus stole his own joke.
Huh? What's that?
Twilight! Do my eyes deceive me? Why on earth are you using one of those holo projectors that Celestia's clone agents were using?
Why not? It's an easy way of communication.
Where did you even get that?
I saw some of them lying around in Shining Minds Camp and I thought, why not? That way I don't always have to fly to Canterlot in order to perform my royal duties. Before I came back here, I stopped by Luna and gave her one as well. So I guess this will also be her. Hello? Luna?
Greetings, Twilight. Have you made it home safely?
Yes, thank you. But why are you calling me? I'm in the middle of making a sketch.
My apologies, but there is something of importance I mean to ask you. Did you happen to arrange any changes in the palace's statue garden lately?
No. Not that I know of.
I see. Then we might have a problem.
Why, what's going on?
It's about the statue of Sunset Shimmer. It's gone!
What?
I realized it on Sunday morning when I was looking out the throne room's window. Something seemed off about the placement of the statues, so I went to check it. And that's when I saw that the human statue was missing.
Did the guards have anything to tell you about this?
They did, but it only left me more confused. Because apparently I was the one who ordered the statue to be moved. But no pony here can remember where I'm supposed to have brought it.
And let me guess, you are dead certain that you did not move the statue.
How could I? I was at the movie premiere during that time.
Right. Well, I think I already have a suspicion about who did this. I just don't really understand why, as of yet. Hold on, Luna. I'm on my way. We'll investigate this together.
All right. See you later.
Well, so much for the quiet times after defeating Dan. Looks like duty calls again. See you later.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The statue of Sunset Shimmer is gone? The one from the human world? No, the sunset from Equestria. From Equestria? You mean the pony? But the statue was a human. Yes, because she was living in Canterlot City. Wait, so it was human Sunset? No, she was a pony from here and she was evil. She went there and was living there. But then she was redeemed, right? No, that was the other one. The one from Equestria. 9! God, are you doing this on purpose? What? For kisses.